Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Melissa Chartrand, filling in for Kevin Friel. I'd like to remind everyone all of our programs can be viewed on the town website at town.barnstable.ma.us.
Last week, the Barnstable Municipal Airport held what is called a mock disaster drill. Earlier, we had a chance to catch up with Airport Manager Bud Briolt, who explained what it was all about. We're with the Airport Manager, Bud Briolt. First of all, it's a little late, but congratulations on being appointed as the Airport Manager.
Thank you, Lynn.
When did you take over this?
March 1st.
Oh, I'm really late, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking for your gray hair. You got a little bit more gray hair now that you're at this job.
A little bit more.
Well, the reason why we're here is last Thursday there was a mock disaster drill which occurred just over there on the other side of the airport. Could you tell us about the mock disaster drill? Why did we have to do that?
Our FAA certification, which is a Part 139 certification, requires that we have a drill, a full-scale drill, once every 3 years. We do a tabletop exercise in the off years, but every 3 years we have to do a complete drill, similar to what we did last week. This year, I should say, the simulation was a Saab 340 aircraft that holds about 34 passengers with 3 crew. Okay, and the 3 crew, and then what we simulated was the aircraft was landing on runway 624, and for some reason skidded off the runway, and in the skid caught a wing and broke apart into 3 sections and caught on fire. So that was the simulation, and it came to rest just on the other side by the north ramp, or I should say the east ramp. And in a normal situation, the airport is first responders, and our aircraft, the rescue and firefighting truck, responded to the scene within 3 minutes, was on scene and shooting foam on the fire, which was simulated fire. We had a dumpster that was set up with wood and straw, and no fuel was used, just strictly wood and straw, and to put out the fire. And then immediately followed that was the second responders is the Hyannis Fire Department, and as soon as they arrive on scene, they become the incident command, and they take over the control of the incident. And from there, we went into a drill situation, and we had 12 different fire departments and EMS teams out there, all the way from Truro to Otis, responded under mutual aid. And then we had about 16 other agencies and 6 different police agencies involved, from police departments, state police, FBI, transportation security agency, and so forth. And over 200 people worked, and it was a wonderful drill, wonderful practice for everybody. We got to put out all different kinds of fires. We were able to exercise all the different equipment, including the Jaws of Life. We tore apart some of the practice cars that we had over there. And we had 37 victims, if you will, that were completely set up with mock injuries that the EMS and the squads had to go out and take care of. And they were taken back to a triage tent that was run by the EMS, Red Cross, and the Cape Cod Hospital back near the rescue firefighting facility, where they were triaged and then transported to the hospital or to a morgue if they were dead, simulated dead. And then we actually had one individual we had to take to the hospital because he got a little bit of heat exhaustion from working close to the fire.
So he was really hurt?
Well, he wasn't hurt. He was just mostly dehydration. Right. So, great drill.
So, as you look back on it today, this is a few days after the drill, your interpretation is that it went well, and it was a very worthwhile exercise.
It was an excellent drill. In fact, my team is telling me that it's probably the best drill ever. And although we said that 3 years ago also, but now we're saying it again because of all the number of participants that we had. And we're having a critique later this week to go over the after-action reports and find out what went right, what went wrong, and try to make sure we correct all the different things that happened. So it's an excellent drill.
Well, we were here with Kevin Foster, our videographer and producer, and we were looking across the way, and we saw those flames in that dumpster, and they were pretty high. That was a pretty good-sized fire you had going over there.
It was a very good fire. In fact, it took us quite a while to get it out. We had some malfunctions with some equipment, so that was some of the problems that we came up with. And by the way, I wanted to thank very much the Hyannis Fire Department and Captain Eric Fahrenkopf for helping us lead this, and on our team was Mike Kondracki on our operations division, and they were the two leads to set this whole thing up and make it work right. So,
well, that's good.
Very good.
Now, I think when Kevin and I were here, we were videotaping, he was videotaping, we also saw a Coast Guard jet come in. Was that part of the drill as well?
Yes, that was part of the drill. The jet came in and then we would have used them to medevac patients to Boston if it was necessary. In other words, if it was something that couldn't be handled locally, we would take them to Boston. We had also hoped to have a helicopter here from the Coast Guard, but they were doing a standardization team training session and could not get here. Earlier on in the drill, we had a state police helicopter here, but they got called out for another real emergency somewhere else. So, but we had it all set up to work that way.
So you're not going to do this again for another 3 years on this level?
That's correct. I'd like to do some other drills more frequently than we have in the past. And I really would like to maybe do an exercise unannounced, so that just really test to see how we are prepared.
Sure. So you're prepared as the airport manager to do all of these kinds of things. I think we had a conversation earlier this year, and I was surprised to learn that you still retained your airport certification. A lot of people think of Bud Brielt as the guru of the Department of Public Works here in the town of Barnstable, but you can do all of this.
Yeah, I still have my commercial pilot's license, if that's what you're asking, yes. And since I came over here, I did get certified by the Massachusetts Aeronautics Commission to be an airport manager. So that's not something that I talked about a lot, but I have over 20 years experience in flying, mostly helicopters and seaplanes with the Coast Guard.
Oh, that's terrific.
So,
I'd like to change the subject just briefly, and as we are doing this interview here, we're looking at this rather old building called the Tower. Mm-hmm. Do we have any plans to replace that tower? Is it time?
Yeah, it's overdue. The tower is about the same age as the terminal. They're both over 50 years old, and they're both suffering from age and benign neglect and deferred maintenance and that kind of thing. And the tower right now, we have a grant from the FAA of about a little over $3 million to start the process. And in fact, I'm working with the FAA now in Atlanta, Georgia, in hopes that we'll get another allocation of funds to completely pay for the renewal of the terminal. We just started the process. We are right now involved in the trying to locate the perfect site for the new tower. And we've been taking a lot of digital photography, and we're creating a 3D model down in Atlantic City, New Jersey, in the FAA Technical Laboratory. And we're going down there in December to run the model to find the best location on the airfield where the new tower could be located and what its height would be.
On the meeting scene tonight at 7 p.m. is the Planning Board in the Town Hall hearing room. Tuesday, October 27th at 3:15 is the Hyannis Water Board at the Growth Management Conference Room. From 5 to 7 p.m. is the Coastal Resources in the hearing room. 7 to 11 p.m. will be the School Committee meeting in the Town Hall hearing room. From 7 to 9 p.m. will be the Waterways Committee meeting in the Selectmen's Conference Room. Wednesday, October 28th from 7 to 11 p.m. is the Old Kings Highway meeting on Route 149. Currently, no meetings are scheduled for this Thursday or Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Melissa Chartrand.
And I'm Len Gobiel.